Hi guys, today I'll be showing you how to do Pascal's triangle. It is very simple once you get the hang of it, and it's really helped you a lot by doing big factoring like this number here, which would become very big to factor because you'd have to open up 3x minus 4y 5 times multiplying, which is a lot to factor. So we actually have a trick called Pascal's triangle. Now Pascal's triangle starts off with a 1 on the top, and then you keep on making sort of a list of ones going down on the diagonal one way and one going down the other way, like this. And then for each next one down, you see, you add the two ones on top of it. So here the 1 and the other one make the 2. And here the 2 and the 1 make the 3. And same thing here. Keep on going down, and then we get more and more numbers, and this goes on forever. So what we're going to label them is this is row 0, this is row 1, this is row 2, this is row 3, this is row 4, and this is row 5. Okay? Now, what we do for this type of equation, so we have 3x minus 4y. So what we do is we take, because it is in the power of 5, that means we will use the fifth row using these numbers, 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, and 1. So now what we do is we write out, we take the first number, which is a 1 here. Write a 1, which is going to be multiplied by the first term in this, 3x to the power of 5. So we start off with 5, and then we use the other term, minus 4y to the power of 0. So both of these numbers need to add up to 5, because we have an exponent of 5 over here. But you'll see that it goes correspond every single time. It's going to change. So it's going to be 5 to 0, then it's going to be 4 to 1, 3 to 2, 2 to 3, 1 to 4, and then 5 to 0. Well, you go along, and here you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the other side. So it corresponds well. And then we take, okay, next, and we go plus with this number, the 5. So we're going to write a 5 here. We're going to go 3x, and we use from here the 4 and the 1. So 3x in the power of 4 multiplied by the second term minus 4y in the power of 1. Then we go again, plus 10. 3x in the power of 3 minus 4y in the power of 2 plus, then we have another 10. 3x in the power of 2 and minus 4y in the power of 3 plus 5 multiplied by 3x in the power of 1 and minus 4y in the power of 4 plus 1 multiplied by 3x in the power of 0 and minus 4y in the power of 5. Now notice that anything in the power of 0, 4 in the power of 0 for example, is just 1. Anything in the power of 0 is 1. So we can actually just cross out the terms with a 0. There's going to be two of them. One at the first one and one at the last term. And now we can continue to simplify. So we got to simplify the first one. 3x in the power of 5. What is 3 in the power of 5? 3 in the power of 5 is 243. So we're going to write it out. 243. We have the 1 here, and x in the power of 5. And then we have a plus 5 multiplied by, what's the 3 multiplied? 3 in the power of 4 is 81. X to the power of 4 multiplied minus 4 in the power of 1 is just minus 4, and y in the power of 1 is just 1. It's just 1y. So we have another second term. Now the next term we're going to use is the plus 10 times 3x in the power of 3. So 3x in the power of 3 is 27x to the power of 3 minus 4. Now we have to use the minus as well. Minus 4 squared is 16, not minus 16. We have to use the full term. So 16, and then we have the y squared here. Right, then we move up to the next 10. Plus 10. 3x in the power of 2, so it's 9x squared. Multiplied by minus 4y in the power of 3. 4 in the power of 3 is 64. So and this time it's a minus 4 in the power of 3. So the minus stays when it's an odd exponent. When it's an even exponent like we had here, it would be it would become positive. So we still have the minus 64y in the power of 3. And the next one, plus 5, 3x in the power of 1 is just 3x. So we can pull up 3x here. And then minus 4 in the power of 4, remember, is negative even exponent, so it becomes positive. 256, because 4 in the power of 4 is 256. Y to the power of 4 plus 1. Remember, we ignored this term, the 3x in the power of 0. Minus 4 times 5 is 1024. So minus 1024. Remember, negative odd exponent, negative 1024 in the power with y multiplied in the power of 5. Now we have to start simplifying here. So there's nothing to simplify here. You can just write it out. 243 x in the power of 5. Now here what we can do is all you need to do is just multiply in your calculator. So do 5 times 81 multiplied by minus 4 is minus 1620. Minus 1620, and you can just, and then you have the x in the power of 4 and the y, so you can just put them together. Next, we do the plus 10. So we can do 10 times 27 multiplied by 16 is 4320, 4,320. And then we can bring across the x cubed and the y squared. Next, we do the next one. 10 multiplied by 9 multiplied by minus 64 is minus, sorry, I wrote a plus here by mistake, minus 5760, and we had x squared and y to the power of 3. Now for the next term, the second last term, we do 5 times 3 multiplied by 256, 3,840. So plus 3,840 x y to the 4th. And now our final term is just minus 1,024 y to the power of 5. So this is our final answer. This is what you would get. This last number here is what you would get had you factored this a long way by opening it up and doing 3x minus 4y multiplied by 3x minus 4y going on. Now we can do this in a different way as well. We can not in a different way. We have another type of question which would include more thinking. So now let's say we have 3y over 4 minus 2z in the power of 3. So let's refer back to our triangle. When we have a power of 3, it's 1, 3, 3, and 1. So let's just write it down over here for us. 1, 3, 3, and 1. Those are our numbers. So let's begin. We put our 1. Let me just make the numbers visible at the top. 1, we have our 3y multiplied by 4 with a 3 on top, with a 3 in the exponent, minus 2z in the power of 0. Now you don't actually have to write the ones in the power of 0, but if you want it just to be neat and you'll be able to track yourself, you should probably rewrite it unless you feel you're more experienced and you're able to do it. Then plus, we use the next number, the 3. 3 multiplied by 3y over 4 in the power of 2 and minus 2z in the power of 1. Next, we also have another 3 from this one. 3y in the power of 4, 3y divided by 4 in the power of 1, and minus 2z in the power of 2, plus 1, 3y in the power of 4 in the power of 0, multiplied by minus 2z in the power of 3. So now if we zoom out, let's look at the exponents that have a 0, which is just being multiplied by 1. We can maybe cross them out. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Now let's start simplifying. 1. Now we have to apply the exponent to each part of the inside the bracket. So 3 in the power of 3 is 27. Y in the power of 3 is y 3. And 4 in the power of 3 is 64. And the 2 minus 2z in the power of 0 just multiplied by 1. And then we have a plus 3. 3y, so we apply it again. 3 in the power of 2 is 9. Y in the power of 2. And 4 in the power of 2 is 16. And then here we have a minus 2z in the power of 1, which with the power of 1 is just the same thing. Then we have another plus 3. 3y in the divided by 4 in the power of 1 is just 3y divided by 4. And minus 2 in the power of 2 is 4. Remember, negative even exponent makes it a positive. So we have 4z squared. And then plus 1 minus 2 in the power of 3. Negative odd exponent keeps it negative. To minus 8z to the power of 3. So let's start opening it up. This one doesn't have much simplification, so we can just leave it as 27 y to the 3 divided by 64. Now, you should use a calculator when you get these numbers, and you make sure you leave them in fraction form. So what you should be doing is you should be putting 9 over 16 in fraction form, multiplying them by 3, and then multiplying by the minus 2, which gives you minus 27 over 8. So minus 27 over 8. And notice how the y squared is on top. So the y squared we have here. And the z is also on top because this would have been over 1. And this would have shifted to the top. So it is minus 27y squared multiplied by z divided by 8. Next, we have the 3 and the 3y over 4. So what we do have, so we can do this again. 3 and 4 in your calculator, multiplied by 3, multiplied by 4, and it just gives you a nice 9. So you don't actually need the division symbol. So you have plus 9 y and z squared. Remember, you have to use everything in here. And the last one is just minus 8z cubed. So this is what you get had you have done this sort of equation in full. This would have been a look like, and it would have taken a long time. So you would have to done 3y over 4 minus 2z multiplied by 3y over 4 minus 2z and 3y over 4 minus 2z, right? This is the 3 times. Now, it may look simple from here, but what you would have to do is you would have to multiply this by this, and then multiply again by here, and do it for every single term. So this multiplied by this, multiplied by every single term. You have to go through each one and multiply, and then simplify. This one gives you a more simplified version and much quicker. I hope you found this video helpful and the content useful. Please, I would actually really appreciate it if you'd share this content and help this channel grow. Thank you very much.